What's up everyone, Patrick here, welcome back, and moving on to the next question. So you were given 12 different book recommendations and you want to read at least 4, but no more than 6 of those books this semester. And we have 2 questions here. So number 1, how many ways can you do this? How many possibilities are there? And then number 2, what if 2 of the 12 books is a series? And so if you were going to pick one of them, you would automatically for sure pick the other. So starting with number 1, basically there's no added scenario besides the first paragraph. Notice how there are 3 cases in this question. So with number 1, what can happen is you can either read 4 books. That would be one case. You could read 5 books, or you could read 6 books. Right? You want to read at least 4, but no more than 6. So it's going to be one of these cases that's going to happen. And so if you're going to read 4 books, there's 12 books to choose from. How many ways can this happen? Well, it's just going to be 12 choose 4. If you read 5 books, that's going to be 12 choose 5. And then if you end up reading 6 books, it's going to be 12 choose 6. And so what you would do is you would just add up these cases here, and you would get 2,211 different ways that this could happen if you add up all of these here. So that is the answer to number 1. Now with number 2, what they were saying is there are 2 books that are in a series together. And so if you pick one of those books, what's going to happen is you have to pick the other. And so now for number 2, there's actually another layer of cases that has to happen. So notice that in this case, the first one of 2 cases that can happen is either you pick the series or you don't pick the series. In the at least 4 but no more 6 books you're going to read this semester. Right? So you're either going to pick the series, which is going to be 2 books, or you're not going to pick the series, which is you're not going to pick any of those 2 books. And then from here, what happens is if you pick the series, well, in total, there's still either going to be 4 books, 5 books, or 6 books. And then if you don't pick the series, well, still, you're either going to read 4 books, 5 books, or 6 books. So that's what I mean. There was like another step added here, another case of layers. Now, the series we know is 2 books. And so if you do end up reading the series, you do end up picking 2 of those books. If you're going to read 4 books in total, how many books are left? Well, notice that 2 of the books is already picked of the 12, so there are 10 to choose from, and you have to choose 2 more. Right? So one more time, there's 12 books in total, and you're picking the series in this case, in all 3 of these cases. Right? So that's 2 books that are gone. So you have 10 books to choose from. You have 10 books to choose from. And because you're going to read 4 books in total, 2 books are already chosen. So there's 2 more left to choose out of those 10 in total. And so this would be 10 choose 2. And then over here, if in total you're going to choose 5 books, or you're going to read 5 books for this semester, there's still 10 books to choose from, and there's 3 more you can add that you're going to read, right? Because those 2 in the series are already spoken for of the 5 books. And then over here, this would be 10, choose 4. 2 of the books, 2 of the 6 books you're going to choose are already spoken for, so you have 4 more to choose out of 10 books here. And so you would add these up, and when you add these up, you'd get 375 different ways this could happen. Now, going over to this side, what if you don't pick the series? Well, if you don't pick the series, well, there's 12 books in total to choose from. If we know we're not going to pick the series, then we're going to have 10 books to only choose from. But over here, what's going to happen, this is going to end up being 10, choose 4. So notice that this and this are different. Because in this case, because you pick the series, there's 10 books to choose from, and you're only going to choose 2 more. That's if you pick the series. But if you don't pick the series, then you're going to have 10 books to choose from in total, but you're going to be choosing 4 books. You're going to be grabbing 4 of those 10, not 2 of those 10. So notice the difference between these 2 4-book cases. And then over here, 10, choose 5, 10, choose 6. Okay, hopefully you're getting how this is working here. I know it's a little tricky. Basically, all these numbers here are always 10. What changes is these numbers, right? Because if you pick the series, then 2 of the books are already chosen, so you have 2 left, 3 left, 4 left. Here, if you don't pick the series, then you're still going to be choosing that full 4 books from the 10 that are left in total. 5 from the 10 that are left in total. 6 from the 10 that are left in total. And so this would end up being 672. Okay, and then so when you add these in total, what you would get is 1,047. So 1,047 ways, that is the answer to number 2. Right, so for number 1, we were just looking at these cases, but with number 2, we had to add these sub cases, and so we had to look at 6 different scenarios.